It's time to get this top 10 running backs list underway. This list was harder than I thought it was to make. Now, with the top 10 quarterbacks, that was easy for me. I had 10 guys right up top of my head, and even some left over that made the honorable mentions. But top 10 running backs, it was hard. I didn't know where to place certain guys. I couldn't think of 10 running backs to put on a list. I was almost debating of having 10 running backs, but it all, figured itself out. So let's get this top 10 list underway. At number 10, I have a guy who had a great season, great breakout season. At number 10, it's Jay Ajayi. He had a great season, had a 200-yard rushing game. I think he might have had another one in there. He might have, I'm not sure. But he had a great breakout season. He played great, did a lot for that Dolphins offense, and I think he could do a lot in the future. I think this guy eventually is going to move up on my list and will do great things for the Dolphins and whoever, and for that Dolphins offense. He is, like I said, he will move up on my list eventually. At some point down the line in his career, he has shown the stuff to be a top 10 running back this year, and that's why he's here at 10. 10's a good spot for him. I like him here at 10. Now at number 9, I have a guy who had a great rookie season, but not a great season in general this year. It's Todd Gurley. Gurley's not coming off one of the best seasons. He struggled a lot this year, but part of that's because of the Rams' offensive line. I think he can bounce back from him. I think in his rookie year, he showed that he can be a great running back and that he can be a top 10 running back. I don't think that his rookie season was a fluke. I think that this bad off year was a fluke and that he will bounce back from it and do the best that he can. I have him here at 9. I think he will improve and he will only get better. 9's a good spot for him now. He can move from the list if he has more seasons like his rookie season. 9's a good spot. Now at number 8, I have Melvin Gordon. Now, Melvin's the opposite of Todd Gurley. He had a bad rookie season and a great second season. Melvin Gordon played great even with a bad Chargers offensive line. Melvin Gordon's only going to get better. I think he has a good spot here at 8. He will, like I always say, some of these guys are going to move up on my list eventually. I think that it's a good spot for him. Hopefully he doesn't have another bad year like he did his rookie season, and hopefully he only improves and he helps out that Chargers team improve. At number 7, I have DeMarco Murray. Now, after the whole Cowboys thing, people thought DeMarco Murray was kind of like it was one of the worst free agent moves made by the Eagles, which it was. But when he got traded to the Titans, he bounced back. He had 1,000-yard rushing and 9 touchdowns. That to me, along with the years with the Cowboys, proved to me that this guy is a top 10 running back. 7's a good spot for him. I think that he's shown that he can be the guy and that he can be a great running back. This guy, yeah, he can move up on this list. Who knows how far he'll move up? Maybe a spot or two. 7's a good spot for him right now. At number 6, I have Zeke Elliott. Here come the Cowboys fans, angry Cowboys fans typing right now. 6 is a good spot for Zeke Elliott. He was basically the Cowboys MVP. Without Zeke Elliott, the Cowboys are not are not the same team. They don't go 13-3 without Zeke. He should have been the offensive rookie of the year. He's only going to get better, and he's going to move up on my list. 6 is a good spot for him now. I originally had him at 10, so be glad he moved up. 6 is a good spot. Next year, I'm pretty sure he's going to be a top 5 running back for sure. 6 is a good spot for him right now. This guy's only going to get better, and he's only going to help the Cowboys in the long run, especially with that offensive line. Now at number 5, I have LaShawn McCoy. McCoy is a great running back. He does a lot of great things for the Bills. he is a top 5 running back. I have him here at 5. He's a guy that you can, have him do a bunch of screen passes. You can have him run for a little bit of power. He's a great running back. He deserves to be called a top 5 running back. Will he move up on my list? I don't know. I'm not sure. I think 5 is a good spot for him now. I think eventually Zeke will take over, and he'll be in the lower half. But who knows what can happen? Maybe Zeke doesn't have that good of a season next year. Who knows? And Shady has a great season. Now at number 4, I have LeGarrette Blount. LeGarrette Blount, does a lot for the Patriots offense. He scores a lot of touchdowns. He's a great power back. He's kind of like a Marshawn Lynch type guy. Sometimes the Patriots aren't known a lot for rushing the football, and LeGarrette Blount shows them that, hey, when they do run the football, you gotta go through me. He gains lots of yards. The wheels keep on turning with this guy. He scores a lot of touchdowns. 4 is a good spot for him. I think eventually guys will take over, but 4 is a good spot for him right now. He's always showing signs of being a great running back. Now at number 3, I have Devontae Freeman. Devontae Freeman had you could say a breakout season this year. Or did he have a breakout season last year? Well, he had a breakout season at one point, and he went off. He was a big part of the Falcons' offense this year, and this guy is only going to get better, and he's only going to move up on my list. I love Devontae Freeman as a running back. He is a great running back, and he, like I said, he's only going to get better. He's only going to do more and more, and who knows, maybe at one point in the list, he's at 3 right now. Who knows, maybe at one point he might be number 1 on the list. Who knows? This guy only gets better, and he only will get better. He only will get better. Now, at number 2, it's a coin flip between 1 and 2, and I have Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell does a lot for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He can catch passes out of the backfield. He can do a lot. He can line up at receiver with Antonio Brown. This guy is a great running back, and he maybe next year's number 1 on my list. I think the suspension kind of hurt him a little bit, but he's still good. This guy, like I say, with a lot of these, he's only going to get better. Maybe he'll be number 1 next year. Who knows? I think 2 is a good spot for him. I like him here at 2. And now it is time for I have a couple guys at honorable mentions now. Number 1, one of the not honorable mentions is Adrian Peterson. Now, the reason he's not on the top 10 list is because we haven't seen him be healthy or play a full season in a while, and when he does, he goes off. And the reason I didn't want to put him on the list is because, like I said, he hasn't played full seasons. I don't want to put guys on my list who don't play full seasons, and just because, they've done this in the past, who knows how AP will bounce back, especially now with the Saints. Who knows how he'll bounce back? That's why I went away from putting him in the top 10 this year. Maybe next year he'll bounce back and he'll be on my top 10, but not this year. He's nowhere near my top 10 this year. If I were to do maybe a top 15, he'd probably be on there, but that's only because of what he's done in the past. The next honorable mention is Marshawn Lynch coming back out of retirement. I had to put him on this list. He's a great running back when he is on, but he took a year off from football, and I don't know if he has the stuff. I mean, he retired and he still showed. Is he still going to have the same stuff as he did back when he was playing with the Seahawks? Who knows? I think that honorable mention is good for right now. Next year, if he has a good season, we'll see if he does make the top 10. I don't see him making the top 10. So I think it's a good spot for him as an honorable mention. Now, at the next honorable mention is Matt Forte. Forte, he was great with the Bears. He was pretty good with his Jets too, but just not good enough to make my top 10. I didn't want to put him there. He came to mind, but just didn't crack the list. I think eventually he will. make the list once again. He'll be back on the top 10 maybe. I know this guy is a great running back, but he just couldn't make my top 10 this time around. He just couldn't. I don't know why, but it wasn't happening. He just didn't come to mind when I was thinking the top 10. And the other guys, I think, deserve to be in the top 10 a little bit more than he. And my final top 10 is Carlos Hyde. Now, Carlos Hyde is a great running back when healthy, but because he can't stay healthy is the reason he's not on my top 10. And that's coming from a 49er fan. When this guy's healthy, he's great. We've seen the games we've seen what he can do, and we've seen what he's done in the games. But it's not there. I just can't put him there because he can't stay healthy. I think once we see him in a full season, he'll definitely, for sure, you can believe that I will put him in my top 10 when he has a full season, he's healthy, and he just tears it up. You'll see him in my top 10. And now, the number 1 running back in the league is David Johnson. David Johnson is a great running. This guy is great. This guy catches passes out of the backfield. He runs the football. This guy just overall, and you can't tackle him. David Johnson's a great running. He's a top 10 running back. He's the number 1 running back. This guy had 1,000 yards rushing and almost had 1,000 yards receiving as well. Injuries kind of stopped him a little bit from getting 1,000 yards rushing, but this guy, is a great running back. I can't wait to see what he does next year. But David Johnson is the number 1 running back on my top 10 list. What are your thoughts? Who should have been on my list?